The next thing that I'm going to show you guys is kind of drawing what I call data triggers, and what that means is right now we have, again, I'm back with the flower names and the circles with the sizes, with the different sizes, all of them stacked, like listed linearly in this kind of y-axis. All of them, I've gotten rid of the mapped version now and went with this one that kind of surpasses the window frame. All of them kind of have the same behavior, like following the same spacing and things like that. So I'm wondering, is there a way for me to highlight, for example, specific data points? And how can we do that using the if statement of p5.js? So the if else functions that look like these, it's pretty self-explanatory, but essentially it's dotted with also with like curly brackets like these, and they are sections of code that you want to perform in very specific conditions. And so, for example, instead of having all of my circles with no fill color, perhaps I want, for the ones with, longer names, with like more than 5 characters, for example, I want to fill it in with a color. So first thing is you would go into the information where you are pulling that from, and so for me that's here, the character count. And again, this is like an example that I'm probably not going to use in my final output, but this is just to give you guys a view of like the method that we'll be using. So this variable character count, table.getNum I character count, which we covered in our last video, and then the circles sizes are based on that character count, and it's multiplied by 2 just for us to amplify the differences. If the character count, all the data in this column are numbers, right? And so I can kind of give it a so I can kind of just operate it the way I would numerics. And so I would say if character count is perhaps, for example, more than 10, I want you to give my circles a fill, let's see, a red fill, right? So 25500. And don't forget to place that above the circle, big fill. If not, so else, just give it no fill, like the original one here. So I'm just tidying that, I'm saving that, close this for now. And then if I refresh this, and now we can see that the circles are given a setting that is conditional, right? It's conditional based on the properties of the data. And so this can be useful if you have, certain aspects of your data that you want to highlight. How can we introduce that variety into our shapes and our visuals?